But that is true. I mean, that's there are going to the story you're talking about. I mean, there are areas of the country or areas of the state, areas in the rick houses, okay, that they know produces exceptional. Right. There's a certain characteristic to it that you will get an exceptional barrel out of this part of the rick house, and that was a genius by Emerson Lee. But every single rick house all across the state of Kentucky has it.
Actually, it was Colonel Blanton.
Well, Colonel Blanton did it, but it was genius for Emerson Lee to remember that Colonel Blanton knew where these were, and then he found people. I believe it was Freddie Johnson's dad, who was friends with Colonel Blanton, and he knew where all
they had been working there for it.
Right, and he called on
third generation.
Yeah, he's third generation, and he had called on Emerson Lee had called on him. Do you remember where Colonel Blanton was finding all these? The ones he had you go pick. Where were they at? So he called on him, and he obviously said, "Of course I remember." So they went and they started pulling them. And they started doing this. So this is what Colonel Blanton was actually using to gain garnered political favor. He was doing this. He knew where the good barrels were, and Emerson Lee knew the story. So he called on Freddie Johnson's dad to go in and find it. And he said, "Of course I do. I picked their name. And tell him how many of these I picked for him."
Right.
So they started picking them, and that's where the very first single barrel bourbons released happened. That's how that started. But now all distilleries have those single little spots that produce in those rick houses that produce exceptional bourbon.
Well, you get ready to go down a rabbit hole. You'll never be able to come back.
He's right on that.
I cannot.
Once you now the good part about all this is this is something that everybody loves to. Once you appreciate the history, the heritage, the hard work, the craft, the remembering of the family history. When Emerson Lee called on Freddie Johnson's dad to go in, where were all these barrels at that Colonel Blanton was using? The family, the secrets sometimes that get lost in history sometimes, but how bourbon has a tendency to never lose those secrets. Remembering your heritage, remembering your family history, remembering the history of your acquaintances. That's what bourbon is all about. That.
Yeah, man.
It really is in a lot of ways. It's not about. Don't get me wrong. Exceptional whiskey.
I was, but you want to go ahead?
No.
You
Don't
have
be
to do
a
that.
savage. You don't eat the cherry.
We buy the most expensive cherry. We don't like to see people wasting it.
No, I'm going to eat it. I'm just waiting for right now.
Sorry, cherry.
So, back to the bar.
Okay. Which part?
So, we didn't talk about building, but I think you all need to pat yourselves on the back because y'all are the third, as far as antique. Y'all correct me on this, but as far as selling antique bourbons, ain't y'all third in the state? Second, third?
We're not third in the state. I really don't know where exactly we end up on the vintage distilled spirits license. But if you're talking about that,
Well, we do have
but we do have
the vintage.
the vintage distilled spirits
Okay.
license now.
Okay, so maybe I got my story mixed up. Okay, so
No, but you're right, because there has been a lot of confusion over how to sell, what you can sell, vintage distilled spirits. And we followed the letter of the law all the way.
right.
Always wanted to. There wasn't any, and we had to.
I wouldn't know.
What?
You know, man, that is. I ain't got
He's still a newbie. I'm working on you.
Well, last time I killed a drink, you almost
Oh, you can't. Wait.
don't cross the bar.
He's gonna make you enjoy that bourbon. And it keeps us all straight.
Well, if I told you what it was, you would probably not cross the table on me. But I was having a bad day.
Uh-oh.
And I wasn't really talking.
Did you shoot something?
No, I did not. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you
shoot? His personal bottle of Maker's.
Damn, bro. The celebrate.
Yes, $300 bottle. He didn't tell me that though. He did not tell me that. He
He's
was
having
like,
a bad day.
huh?
He's having a
I was
bad day.
having a bad day.
We all have
He
bad
said, he looked at me, he said, like you having a bad day. I said, yeah, it's been a rough week actually.
Hmm?
He said, look, you need a shot. I said, I'll take it. Now, we usually have those conversations. He would just pick one off the bar,
Yeah.
put it on my tab.
He gave you a little something special that
He
day.
gave me some, I didn't know what it was.
And you shot it.
And I smelled it. I said, damn, it smelled good. And I shot it. And he looked at me and was just like,
Oh my God.
you just shot a $300 bottle of Mace. I said, you didn't tell me what it was. You didn't tell me.
Never. Now, here's the thing. You never shoot a bourbon until you taste it. There's a few, you never shoot any whiskey until you taste it.
Right.
There's a few out there that probably need to be shot.
Yeah.
And there's a reason to shoot.
So,
Or any whiskey.
so in my mind, there's some way, Anthony, when you come back and we rewatch it, there's some way I need to make that up to you.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to make that up.
But when he told me what it was, I felt like crap out my back. But it also will let you know how bad of a week I had too. So.
Oh well, you know, we all have a bad week. And we all a little bit off our game every once in a while. God knows I ain't not immune to that too.
And so when he came back in with this cup, I was cherishing my cup. Then he tried to take it away from me. But I understand. Now I'm confused. Chris, I'm confused now. But anyway, how many bottles do you have at your bar?
Bourbons or bottles altogether?
Let's do both. Bourbons, well, all together.
Bourbons, we're somewhere around 160.
Okay.
Give or take. I mean, I literally, and since we're adding bourbons all the time, it's impossible to keep up with.
Right.
The bar, there's well over 200.
Okay.
Okay. And that, we keep a lot of good scotch. Bourbon is the bulk of it. The majority of it is bourbon. We're bourbon enthusiasts.
Now, that you said that, for the people who do not necessarily like bourbon,
Oh my goodness.
or
Man. This is why he's a gentleman and a scholar.
oh man, he brought one of my favorite.
This is why he is a gentleman and a scholar.
This is one of my favorite now. He introduced me to I.W. Harper
Yeah, it's fantastic.
early on,
Cheers, fellas.
and I thank y'all for doing this.
Thank you for making us a part of it, man. Fantastic kind of thing to do. This is what needs to be done.
This is what bourbon's all about. I got a friend, y'all will meet him one day. He's actually my barber and one of my closest friends out of Denver, Kentucky. So if you ever in Denver, Kentucky, need a haircut, Reese Barbershop on Bank Street.
All right.
He's a very good barber.
Okay.
But me and him will sit down, and actually most of the whiskeys and bourbons I have tried before now came from him.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me to a lot of it. But I like it. But I don't want to quote him. I don't know if he quoted anybody else, but he said bourbon is a conversational.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a conversational
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
He said you don't just. We all get older, so for me just to drink to get drunk, I don't do that.
Mm-mm.
But to drink in an atmosphere and get to meet people and similar-minded people and whatever we talk about, whether it is at home or bourbon or the future or politics. We don't do too much politics here, but if you want to talk about politics, whatever you talk about, religion, it's a good beverage for it, and it brings people together. And I know it's a lot of
As long
liquor.
as you're Baptist.
Yeah, I ain't Baptist. But I know a lot of times liquor can be looked at as a bad thing because drunk driving or
Oh, listen, we
People being abusive.
always be responsible.
right.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of good things that come out of bourbon. Just like the whole state was made for bourbon.
Oh, yeah. It's
You know
all
what
part
I'm
of the damn country.
If it weren't for bourbon, I wouldn't have got to meet you guys.
Exactly right.
If it weren't for bourbon, y'all would have put this together and gave something to this community what this community needed. So liquor is not not always a bad thing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as it's enjoyed responsibly.
Right.
Everything, anything that you do in life that you don't do in moderation.
Right.
If you become obsessed with anything, that could be whatever's in that glass to any other
It can be
form.
food.
It can be
Like
food,
something
it can
simple.
be any other form of intoxicant. It can be too much social media, it can be too much 24-hour news that actually works to keep us fighting with each other.
Right.
Anything in excess, but anything that you do that's enjoyable and with moderation and brings things good into your life.
Right.
So, if you raise a glass like we just did with friends, and you're having a good conversation, and you appreciate the heritage of where this came from, but more importantly, the heritage that this represents.
Right.
How could that be bad?
Okay.
Now, can you turn this bad? Sure. Can
Right.
you turn anything bad? Absolutely.
Right.
You can turn anything bad into hurt. It's how we get along with one another.
I was telling you a story how you almost died because I shot your $300 bottle of personal bottle of Lakers.
Well, you didn't having that bad week.
He was not happy with me. I had to tell him the story. I'm gonna make it up somehow. I don't know how. I'm gonna
I
make it
give
up.
you my very first release of Cellar Age Makers, and you shoot the motherfucker.
I know. I'm sorry.
Shocking. Yeah, he shot me. Yeah, I'm like,
I didn't know. Did you just, Chris? I didn't know what it was.
he goes,
He ain't telling the whole story.
if I pull a bottle out of the back, don't ever just shoot the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah. Especially if you say you have a bad day, we're gonna give you.
Yeah.
You're a friend, man. We're gonna give you something special.
You live. People you live and learn. that was a learning moment for me. And so I learned, and so I was appreciating my cup, and he tried to take it from me when I wasn't
Well, that's
done.
it. That's the last one, man. You can't be trusted.
But thank you. But that's why I say I love being a regular and love that I became friends because he noticed I was out of character. I was having a bad day, and he tried to uplift me. You know, you don't get a lot of people in this world today. People do not care.
There's some.
Well,
It's some, but most of society don't care. But
I agree.
to find somebody that's still a human being, to find people that's still human, and still I was having a bad day and trying to uplift my spirit. Honestly, I took that situation wrong, but what you did for me that day, but I mean, brought me. I mean, we had a laugh about it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We had a laugh, and it was. I needed that. You know what I'm saying? You never
That
know.
was the last of the bottle too, Brian.
Well, now, there's a story that needs to be told. But you know what? That's.
I'm gonna edit this, by the way.
Yeah, you might want to edit some of this. We're going to edit some of this. But that is another thing this represents.
Right.
The stories that we tell over a bourbon or a cocktail, and the stories of the bad days we have, okay, and the stories of the good days we have, right? They are all just little snippets of who we are. It's a story of our life. Now, everybody becomes, sometimes in this world, it's easy to become self-involved and kind of freaky things.
Right.
But we all gotta connect.
Oh, I got you.
We do better together
Right.
than we do apart. You know, and that little story that you're talking about. Okay, you know, you screwed up. You got a really good bourbon. You actually shot it.
Yeah.
But you know what came out from that? Pretty good story that we're
Yes.
telling right now. And at the end of it all, that's all we got. So
They tell it to the end of the day, but you never know what people are going through. Y'all see people coming in out here every day.
Oh yeah.
And so just a simple hi, how you doing, can change somebody's life. I mean, just simple. Or just listening to somebody's story can change anybody's life, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that y'all have me come in here. Sometimes I come in here and I'm quiet as hell. Just had a long day at work. a long week.
I'm not gonna give you any more top shelf shit.
I'm sorry.
Especially if you look like you're in the
Or just let me know what it is.
Go get him
No.
just
Don't
just
shoot
good. Just get him a good shot of
That's a
114
special
Grand
pop.
Day.
He's good.
He don't need. He's not necessarily ready for bourbon sipping. He just needs a little medicine.
Which hit me up.
It's good medicine too.
Uh,
That's why a lot of good distilleries held on to prohibition. It's fruit bourbon. It's medicinal. They even agreed back there.
y'all do a lot of special stuff here too. Any juices? Lime, lemon,
Everybody's hand squeeze.
hand squeeze. Twice a week, 3 times a week, twice a week.
3 times sometimes, like today.
Everything's fresh. Everything's made scratch.
Yep, syrups made scratch. I wanted to hit on that. I mean, I never heard that at a bar before, so the mint is fresh. I personally see the man walk the mint in from his farm.
Our very first customer was Mr. Mark Beans and his wife Cindy. They bring us our fresh mint at least twice a week.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting companies you will ever meet. Oh, yeah.
Retired
This-
electrical engineer that it's actually not electrical engineer. He's got sense to him.
Yes, he does. Man, the man is.
He is a unique individual.
He's a unique individual. I suspect him of being a genius, and that he doesn't want to let anybody know.
Right.
But he is, and
Very first customer.
he's got a lot of stories.
Oh yeah. All over.
You know,
Well, maybe the next sit down we do.
you should. You
Yeah, we need to interview more.
you need to.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, the
So
man can tell you so many stories, but it is a testament to a life lived well.
Because my show, but my channel, it don't matter what we talk about. Bourbons, bourbons, and bars. So we can sit here and drink bourbon and talk about the news and what to do.
Fuck, we could shut the bar down.
You know what I'm saying? But
Really good.
I don't really, I love the conversation. So all this bourbons involved, I don't care to put it on the channel. So if anybody y'all want to sit down and talk to, and come to join y'all space, you should just let me know. So
You-
yeah,
you
Marcus,
should-
we can make
you
it.
met
Make
him.
it happen.
Yeah.
I think you've met the man.
But I don't know if I met him. I know
You've seen him.
I seen him walk in with him. I was like, what is that?
He got the
Yeah,
mint
yeah,
shops.
yeah.
But he,
I said talk to him. I don't think I have.
when we was rebuilding this, he drove by, what was that, 1970 drop top Alpha?
God, he pulled up in an Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
And he was out front working.
Yeah.
He was building some stuff right there in the front window. I was back here in the back working.
Yeah.
And I just got done and walked up when I seen this guy. I mean, yeah, the man makes an impression. You don't forget him once you've laid eyes on him the first time. And he's driving this drop top convertible
Romeo,
Alfa
yeah.
Romeo, which, believe it or not, my other job, I put a stereo in for them.
Really?
They love it. That's my day.
What is an African radio?
Alfa Romeos and Tay horsepower.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, you know him when you see it.
Okay. I gotta look it up.
But he, I just caught him when he was pulling off, and I looked at him and said, "Who the hell was that?"
He said, he pulled up, he said, what's going in here? I said, we're putting, actually,
Did you tell the story?
I actually told him
Oh,
the
shit.
straight story.
The straight story.
I told him the straight story.
Maybe we should go in on another conversation. Something else.
Another episode.
Yeah, we'll do that on another episode. Long story short, Anthony we were really trying to be good about, we wanted Oaken Mash to be a surprise on the day it was open. But we are still in a small town, so there's a lot of curious individuals that wanted to know what was going on. Now, we both have a contractor background, so it was not beyond belief that we were just here working on the building for
Right.
somebody that was wealthy or whatever.
Right.
I ain't gonna tell none of it. We'll say that. Long story short, Andy concocted a few good stories. Cover
So
stories.
if y'all want to, I know we all work 2 jobs, but it's gonna start to be one of our jobs. But if y'all got it in y'all's time to do this once a week and tell the story,
Absolutely.
as long as y'all got time,
I'm buying a bourbon.
I mean, I'm going every time I come here. I'm gonna spend some kind of money. It might be $10. I try to walk out of here with a $7 tab. He was not happy. But it was a Tuesday. I ain't got paid
You
yet.
on your budget. I keep you on your
We
budget.
all have a budget. We
You
got,
tell
we
me
got
what
to
your
set the
budget is, and I.
Hey, y'all done spectacular. Matter of fact, I haven't been to a lot of bars, but compared to some of the prices I have seen, y'all's prices are actually pretty reasonable.
Absolutely.
And people don't think that. And I had to learn too, because when I was looking at some of these prices, I was like, oh shit, it's $15 for this, and y'all was like, it's a double. Oh, makes sense. So when y'all do
You
the
shot that $300 fucking bottle.
we passed that incident. That was 10 minutes ago.
That was first edition too.
I didn't know it.
I didn't know. I can't tell you the number of things that I've done that I'm not going to leave out of here, so you're fine. It's all good, man. You're in good company. Right there. It is. I have
I'll bring it up on him too.
Oh,
I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna figure. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm
Right. So when you 5, 6 years down the road, you're talking to somebody, oh yeah, I remember that first edition made with Mark Accelerate. I don't remember how it tasted because I shot it.
yeah, because I shot it.
Listen, my dream. I hope I run across one of these bottles.
Now, that's a good story about how you can find it. You want to fly to Australia, you can find a lot of it.
That's true.
I would never run across one of these bottles. I was hoping I run across one of these bottles and get
Always
it.
see out.
They're out. Yeah, they're out there. They're in places.
And then break it in for you. And here you go.
Which, it's just a theory about
I appreciate what you're trying to do.
I
I'm going to hear about this.
Yeah.
know.
There are things that I've done that I'll never live down. There are things that I've done in here that I'll never live down. But, it all came together. It did. We tested our limits to see how far we could go.
We're not on the organ donor list anymore.
Well, at least delivered.
Make me feel better. I never was. At least you had that option.
Yeah, they always say those wearing out a good height. I think we're wearing out a good organ. We are doing a checkbox from all the hard work, and we're working. I mean, there's times we work 20-hour days.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask this.
And so the checkbox on what is available from us from an organ donor list that we haven't is we've not checked every.
Liver's fuck.
Yeah.
Kidneys ain't worth shit. Knees ain't worth shit.
We-
Right out there.
He's got good eyesight. I'm blind, so even my corneas are good.
Let me ask you this, because people say when you do what you love doing, it's no longer work. But when you come in here, does it feel like work to you?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
It's when you know you're doing something you love.
It is work, and we hustle. And sometimes we push ourselves to the limit of what old men like us can do. And I got a few years on him. So I rely on him. But yeah, three ain't much. But I rely on him because there's times like, hit me up. Hit me up. My knees are gone, man. Hit me up. But
Because you'll always hear us groan.
yeah, the old man
Just getting up.
sound. The old man, what they call old man sound. You know what old man sounds are, right? Yeah. When you like do something that a young man can do and not even think about it, but an old
Shit
man's got
pops.
to grunt or make a sound, we do the old man sound. But the truth to that is, and you are absolutely right, if you are doing what you love,
It's never
never
work.
work a day in your life.
Right.
And I'm trying to get there with this. And I'm glad y'all there with this.
Now, you may work harder.
Mm-hmm.
You may work harder.
But you
than
enjoy it.
otherwise would.
But you enjoy every step of the way.
But no, I mean, we're getting evolutionary style. We're a species that's supposed to. Right. We are driven to do something. That is the reason why Kentucky State, that's the reason why bourbon exists. That is the reason why we have a nation that is coast to coast versus just what it was in 13,000. When you look back through history, we are people that are purpose driven. But trying to get too preachy on what America's about. America is founded with a lot of people that have a DNA of pushing forward, fearless pioneers. And that's something we don't ever need to lose.
Right.
You know, we need to always push ourselves just a little bit more. And that's, you know, that's not a screwed up thing. It's ingrained into every American.
That's what
To do
everyday
better.
That's
It
what
should
everyday
be.
life.
And but that goes back to the first people that came here. All of our forefathers, okay? Every one of us traces their roots back to somebody that took a risk for us to be here.
Right.
And that DNA is in all of us. So, anyway. But we love a good time.
You can do a podcast on hunting.
On honey? On honey? Well, I don't know nothing about it, but I will follow
Bird
behind you. Oh yeah.
Bird hunting.
Man, what you on about
What
that?
you always say out in the woods in the cold, man?
But yes, actually, my next one, my next video. Actually, before I do this, do y'all not do Canadian whiskey? Y'all don't like it?
Yeah, we
Y'all
do.
got it?
Yeah, we got some.
Okay, I didn't see it. That's why I was.
whiskey.
It's whiskey.
Yeah, no,
It's Canadian.
Well, honestly, that's the only whiskey I found that I like so far.
Really?
What?
I don't like regular Crown, but the XO.
Have you? Well, do you like Scotch? Have you?
Only Scotch I've tried was the
He's
Monkey
cut
Show.
off.
He's cut off.
What?
The Monkey Show.
Oh wait,
Well, okay.
the Canadian. But listen, I was introduced Canadian whiskey before bourbon.
Oh, yeah, we all know.
So
We all
it was
know.
kind of.
Being 7-star.
I'm not saying it's my favorite. I would prefer it. I would prefer bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the Crown XO, the Crown Black, the Reserve, and the XR. I still enjoy it.
Really?
I really do.
Tastes like
The
Well,
black is not. The black's not bad.
Have you had the XO?
I have.
I like
And
the
it's
XO.
not bad.
Have you had the Reserve?
Nope.
No.
The Reserve is better than the motherfucker. It's smooth. It's a little bit smoother. If it was one to remind me of a bourbon, it would be the XO and the XR. So XR is a little higher dollar.
Yeah.
The Reserve, I found it here for like $52, but I think you can get it cheaper anywhere else. It's
Yeah, you gotta shop around.
It's cross town.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta shop.
But the Reserve is my favorite when I can find it. The XR is really my favorite, but you just can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I ain't got it. $150 spending.
Well, and that goes to a good point on what we talked about earlier.
Right.
On where we're trying to be ambassadors for bourbon to give people an opportunity to have a taste of that one little bit
Right.
of what they're wanting to try before they make the decision whether to drop $100 on.
You know,
Right.
go to the bar and taste it out.
And that's why I like. And that's why I learned about so many bourbons coming here. And how many flights have I been?
You've done few.
I've done a lot.
You
I mean,
sampled a lot
it's
still.
to the point where
And you ain't done yet.
I'm not. But it's to the point where y'all bring up a liquor and I'm like, I had it. But I don't remember what it tastes like. So I have to go back
Like
to
you
it.
got that too.
And I'm just getting started. So I can't imagine some of these bourbon.
You'll never remember that celery.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get another bottle of that later. We're gonna have to make it.
But
Let's draw it. Wait, ain't like you gotta drink it out of city cup. I mean, you need to.
well, I remember that.
Yeah, it should be smooth. 13-year-old bottle of Maker's Mark.
A lot of great scotches out there to try.
Mm-hmm.
I tried one. It was
You get the Monkey Show.
Monkey Show.
And that's
And
a
I
great blend.
did it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like a monkey?
Not like it.
Okay. Really?
But what I will say, I did have a flight that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so my taste buds probably wasn't the best. I probably need to come in here and
Double
do it
palate.
first. You know what I'm saying? And I might have a different opinion.
If you
Yeah, once it gets a little bit colder too, Brian,
Uh-huh.
Scotch, is better enjoyed really, really cold. That's just my preference. Of course, I like drinking scotch between 8 and 11 in the morning.
Tell me that. I'm gonna try that too. I'm gonna try that too. You got me out
Erica
here.
never sees this. We're in good shape.
That's a good amount.
I need to edit that.
It's good, it's good.
Mark.
It's good, it's good.